Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe I'm going to show you a very different rasam that you probably might have not heard before, and that's called the Paruppu Urundai Rasam, which is essentially we're going to be making tur dal dumplings and then putting it into a delicious flavorful rasam and then simmering it to make the Paruppu Urundai Rasam. Paruppu is nothing but dal, which is going to be ground and then made into a dumpling and added in. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make the Paruppu Urundai Rasam. So the first step, I'm going to go ahead and first puree my tomatoes. These are just fresh tomatoes, which is one large tomato, which I've chopped, and I'm going to make a fine puree. So this is soaked tur dal. I drained out almost all the water. There's very little water left if you see. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this in. I'm going to add in the hing, the dried chilies, and some salt. I'm going to blend this to make a nice coarse mixture. So now the dal is perfectly ground, and this is exactly how we want it to be. Now I'm going to shape them into small balls and then put it into my steamers for steaming. So the first thing is I have my idli steamer. I have put some water inside, and I have these idli plates which I'm going to grease it with some sesame oil. So now to this I'm just going to go ahead and shape a few balls and then place it in the center, and we're going to steam them. It doesn't have to be like perfect round shape. You just have to roughly make a shape and then place it. Place the other idli plate on the top, so we get 8 urundais out of this. So now I've turned on the heat to high, and I'm going to steam these balls for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're cooked through completely. So it's about 7 minutes that the Paruppu Urundais have been steaming, and it's beautifully done. Notice that crackle on the top, and that is an indication for me that the urundais are steamed. And don't worry about the crackles, we'll fix them soon. So my next step is to make the rasam. So let's just get started with that. Great, so now to make the rasam, it's extremely simple. Everything goes into a single pot. The first thing is the ghee. I'm going to add in the mustard seeds. Ensure the pan is preheated before you add the ghee, and so that the mustard seeds and the cumin seeds crackle brilliantly. So notice that the mustard seeds and cumin seeds are crackling and the ghee is frothing up as well. This is exactly the nature of what happens when you do a tadka with ghee. Great, so to this I'm just going to go ahead and add in the curry leaves. Ensure that you tear them up and add, because that releases a great taste and flavors. And to this I'm going to add in my hing, also known as the perengayam. Just give it a stir. We'll add in the tomato puree. We'll add in the tamarind water. And we'll add in all the remaining masalas which will constitute the rasam powder, which is the turmeric powder, jeera powder, coriander, black pepper, and some red chili. And I also like to add just a little bit of jaggery. That's my grandmother's way of making rasam. Just a subtle sweetness to sort of balance the sourness from the tomatoes and the tamarind, right? So this is good. Now I'm going to add in my salt, and now we're going to add in lots of water. So we'll just rinse out the excess tomato from this, and we'll just add in about 2 cups of water. It's fantastic. We'll allow the rasam to come to a nice brisk boil, and when it begins to boil you will notice that it'll start frothing up, and we'll wait for that time when it begins to froth up. Notice that the rasam is frothing up and it is boiling. At this stage, now that you've got a beautiful frothing of the rasam, just going to go ahead and add in the Paruppu Urundais into the rasam and allow it to come to a boil for another 3 to 4 minutes, close to maybe about 5 minutes. So notice that after about 4 minutes of simmering, the urundais are rising to the top. This is exactly how you want them to be. That's it. So I'm ready to turn off the heat and serve my rasam. So I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make the Paruppu Urundai Rasam. Wasn't that simple? Absolutely flavorful dish that you must try. You can serve it along with some hot steamed rice and some urlakaranga roast, or even cabbage poriyal, beans carrot poriyal, and even any other poriyal of your choice which you like making at home. So do give this recipe a try, and when you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, and also take a snapshot of it and tag us across all our social channels. And I would love to hear from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.